Hey guys, welcome back. So this is video number 2. So this is to set up the Trendmaster indicator. Doing 3 videos, one for day trading, one for short-term swing trading, just a few days, a, a day to a few days. That's this video. And my last video was for longer-term swing trading off the daily chart for plays maybe a few weeks out. And these are setups for the SPY. Other indicators or other tickers may use slightly different settings, but I will get into those at a later date. Right now, when my whole thing is, I don't mean to go on a rant. People look at thousands of stocks in the stock market and they say, "Ooh, which is the next one that's going to be, go to the moon?" Um, why? You all you need to do is look at SPY, all right, and play SPY options. Okay, you can make 100, 200, 500, 1,000% off SPY options, trading SPY options off the daily and hourly charts. Uh, the daily charts, maybe not so much, but you can play those multiple times a day. So you can make maybe 20% here, 50% there, maybe 100% on some plays, maybe more, 200% on some, depending on how things move. But you can play those multiple times a day. And so this, before we get started, like and subscribe to the video. It helps the channel out a lot. And let's get started. So again, this is the setup for short-term swing trading. So we're going to use the hourly chart, okay? And I am going to show you guys exactly how to set it up here from scratch, as if you didn't know anything. And then I'm going to show you how to add an alert at the end. Now, at the moment, the alerts aren't working. They're not saving for some reason. I have to work that part out with my coder. But I'm going to show you how to do it nonetheless. So I can say, hey, guys, alerts are working. Go set them if you want. Now, they aren't quite as important on the daily chart, but something with like the hourly chart, like I'm showing you here, or the 5-minute chart, they can come in really handy to where you don't need to sit around and watch your charts all day. So, first thing I want you to do is go and create a new layout, okay? And then I want you to, your setup should look something like this, pretty blank, okay, with only volume up there. Then I want you to rename it to something like your Swing Trendmaster SPY setup, okay? So see how I have a daily Trendmaster setup? That was for my daily chart setup, or my 1-day chart setup. This is for my hourly chart setup, or my 1-hour setup. So again, just a quick lesson for some of you who are really new. On the daily chart, those candles are 1 day long. So each one of these candles here is 1 day. Here's the 26th. Here's the 27th. Here's the 28th, and so on and so forth. When we go to the hourly chart, we can find each one of these candles is an hour long, okay? So that's the difference. And then if you look here, each one of these, I have it, actually right now I have it on extended hours. We're probably going to have it, by the way, for the hourly and the daily chart, we're probably going to have it on regular trading hours. It doesn't make a huge difference, but just for fluidity and consistency sake, let's put it on regular trading hours, okay? So, again, you should now have something like the Swing hourly chart up here. And guys, feel free to pause the video as needed and go and set this up and make sure you have it set up right, because you're going to set this up one time and you want to make sure you have it right, and then we're going to save it, and that's it. You can come back and look at this chart whenever with the same settings. So again, something like a swing hourly setup. And then we're going to go to indicators, okay? Now, if you haven't, you need to either have premium access to my community to have access to this indicator, and that rotates on a monthly basis for my customers. Each month, I'll basically go down the list, and if you're a premium member, you will continue to have access. If you buy the indicator outright, which is an option that's coming down pretty much as soon as I get all these little bugs out of it, then the indicator is yours forever. Just FYI, it's not going to be cheap. I'm trying to figure out a number on that, and it's not easy to do. What is an indicator that's right almost 90% of the time, and can create an infinite amount of money worth to you? I would say it's worth a lot of fucking money, but I'm trying to be reasonable here. Anyways, so you go to invite only. You're going to go to your Trendmaster 1.9. All right. It's going to come up as 1.8. Don't worry about it. It's a typo. And then you're going to get settings that look like this. So the settings I'm going to show you today are the settings that on our initial run gave us the about an 81% win rate on this. Okay. Now, chances are we're going to find a little bit better setup. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. For right now, 81% is more than fine. We can start trading with that and making money with that easily. So we're going to stick with that for now, and I'm going to show you exactly. We're going to set up just like I told you guys, okay? So just give me a second, and I will pull this up here. Somewhere. Here it is. Okay. So, oh wow. So it was actually the ADX. Okay. So then we'll go with the ADX. All right. So for the hourly setup, this is how I want you to set it up. I want you to set it up with an ADX filter of 20. And again, these settings may change, but for now, this is what we're going to go with, okay? So you're going to have the ADX filter on. I'll show you about repeat signals, and you can play with that here in a minute, and I'll show you the difference, okay? But for now, repeat signals off, choppiness index off, ADX filter, threshold to 25. And price action index should be off. All these other filters should be off except for MACD. Your MACD filter should be checked. Wave trend off. And Q trend to 1.5. This is probably something that we're going to change. But for now, again, this is let's start here. All right. Whoops, I didn't mean to change that. So it should be set at 1.5 for stock. And again, just a reminder, this is for the hourly or 1 hour chart. Okay. So we're looking at buying options maybe a week out, but we're only going to stay in them for maybe a day, 2-3 days max. Okay. And again, this is for the SPY setup. All right. So let's go over that one more time. Repeat signals. It's up to you. I'll show you in a minute. Choppiness index is off. ADX filter threshold to 25. All these other indicators are off except for MACD filter, okay? And then your ATR multiplier should be stock at 1.5, okay? Go ahead and save that. All right, and then you should get something like this, okay? So good sell signal there, good buy signal there. Looks like we have kind of a false signal there. Good signal there, good signal there, albeit a little late. Buy signal there, good signal there. So you'd see this, right off the bat, this is looking good. And again, we've already tested this to 81% accuracy. this is the setup that you want for the hourly chart. And again, this may change in the near future. I'm trying to get these to about 90% or higher if I can. And with, especially with the next filter, I think that's more than achievable, which sounds a little wild if you think about it. But so now that you have that set up, I want you to go ahead and click save. Okay, so now it's saved under your name, your swing hourly chart, and you can come back to your charts at any time and pull this up. All right. Last thing I'm going to show you, actually the second to last thing, is, so I talked to you about repeat signals, and I showed this in the other video. This is why repeat signals can be good, because it can help you average down on your winners. Okay. So something like here, instead of buying once here, you can buy here and then you double down here. All right. So you not only made money on this call, but you made money on this call as well. All right. What else? Here when, okay, so something like here. Now this was a Fed day, so I try to get, Fed days are wild. This was May 1st. This was the last FOMC meeting. These are wild days. I tell people not to trade these days for a reason, but you're free to do what you want. But that's probably why we have the fucky signals here, okay? So as you can see here, even though this sell signal was late, I would have liked this sell signal to come somewhere around like here. Because of the filter, this particular filter, we had to wait till it came here. That being said, if you have repeat filters on, you can take advantage of, instead of buying once here, you bought 4 times here and you made more money than if you just bought once all the way up here. Does that make sense? So this is why the repeat signals can be of value. Okay. Now, obviously, the downside to that is sometimes you'll buy here. Now, here we have a sell signal here. So if you have repeat signals off, you would just buy here. Instead, you're buying here and then you're buying here, and maybe that didn't work out so well here. Now, you may have still made money or at least broke even here, but had you had repeat signals off, you would have only bought once, and then you would have made a good amount of money here, probably well over 100% on display. So that's why I'm leaving that part up to you. Okay, there's no right or wrong with that. It's a really good thing. I think when it works out amazing. And when it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out so great. But I think, to me, from what it looks like, the positives outweigh the negatives. That being said, if you're just starting out and, you're kind of just want to dip your toes in, then maybe you don't turn the repeat signals on. Second thing about repeat signals that's good is that when they do work and let's say you missed this buy signal for whatever reason, then you can just get in the next one or the one after, you know what I mean? So it's a great tool to have in your disposal, and you can, again, turn it on and off with the simple click of a button, okay? The last thing I want to show you guys, and again, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the video, to the content, to the channel. It helps the channel a lot. Not to go on a whole big spiel, but there's a lot of shit out here on the internet with trading, and I'm giving you fucking gold. So please like and subscribe. All right, so last thing I'm going to show you. Now, the alerts aren't quite working perfectly yet. There's something going on with the indicator. I believe it's on the back end. So I'm working with my coder now to get that worked out. But this is a great tool when it works, is adding an alert. So what you would do is, I'm going to show you how to do it so you don't have to learn again. The only thing that it's just not going to save is the problem. It's not saving properly, but you can still go through the motions. So you just go on your Trendmaster indicator here, go over here, and you're going to click on the little 3 dots here, okay? Go to more, and you're going to add alert on the Trendmaster indicator. You can do this on the phone. You can do this on the computer like I'm doing here. So what do we want? We want a Trendmaster signal. The other thing I'm going to see if you can do one where it's buy or sell, okay? So, but as of right now, you have to enter basically 2 different alerts for buy or sell. All right, so let's say for now we're in an uptrend. We only want buy signals. Let's say, so we would put to buy. We would then put once per bar closed, because I don't care what happens during the bar. I want to know when it closes and when it sticks. And then you can name it if you want, hourly SPY Trendmaster buy. Okay, and then alert fired. Press create, and see how it says error here? When it's working properly, it's not going to say errors, alert saving failed, okay? And that's all there is to it. Let's say you wanted to do a buy and a sell signal, so then you would just set up the buy part of that, come back, set up another alert for sell by just clicking on, obviously going down here, clicking on sell. Again, once per bar close, save, okay? And when it's working, it'll save. So that's all I got, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. I can't explain how excited this indicator is. Blowing my expectations out of the water, especially with this last thing that we're adding. It's just going to make it, I might rename it to like the perfect indicator or the flawless indicator, because it's going to be that fucking good. I mean, it's already amazing. But this is going to make it near perfect. Well, I would say over 90% win rate, which is tremendous. It's, I don't want to say unheard of, but when I do hear of it, I'm extremely skeptical if it's over 90%. So anything over 80%, in my opinion, is great, is amazing. Anything over 70% is good, which, no matter what setting you have, you should be over 70% win rate on any of these. So, again, if you follow my videos, all these should be right at 80%, right in that range or higher once we get them tweaked. So, anyways, that's all I got. The last video I am going to put out is on the 5-minute chart. I do have a couple things I want to finish tweaking out on that before I put it out. Yeah, so that's how you set up the hourly setup. If you want to see how to set it up on the daily, it's very similar. Go back, but the settings are a little bit different. I want to be clear about that. The settings are a little bit different on the daily chart. So make sure you go ahead and check out that video. Make sure you have those settings set up. So as you can see, I have a swing, I have an hourly, or I'm sorry, I have a swing. For the hourly chart, I have a daily Trendmaster setup for the 1 day, the daily chart, and then I'm also going to create a loadout for the 5-minute chart for the day trading. So that's the last step. That's going to be the last video. I'll try to get it done tonight. No promises. But for now, here's your daily, and this one's your hourly chart setup. So appreciate you guys watching, appreciate the support, and I'm gonna keep pushing this out to you guys. This is good shit, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys.